Here's how to add audio per slide in Canva. Before we get started, there are a couple of really important things to note. First of all, we need to talk about the kind of project that you opened up in Canva. Chances are that if you can't add an audio track per slide in Canva, it is because you actually opened up a custom-sized project in Canva instead of a proper video project. So how do you know if that is the case? Well, it's pretty simple. If you click on audio here in the left toolbar and then drag a song from here onto your project, and your song then displays like this, then you have created a normal Canva project with a custom size or some other kind of Canva project which is not a Canva video project. On the other hand, if your project looks like this and after adding audio here from the audio tab on the left side, your audio is displaying here under the slides here in the timeline, then you actually have a Canva video project. And that is what you want to add audio per slide in Canva. Now the good news is, however, even if you have a project that looks like this here, there is an amazing workaround that I'm just about to show you that will still enable you to add audio per slide in Canva. And that's what we will tackle right now. After that, in the second part of this video, I'm also going to show you how to add audio per slide in case you started off properly with a Canva video project, but that's gonna be very easy. So here's that workaround. Let's imagine you have a project like this here. We have 10 pages here, and those are actually template slides. All I did was just choosing templates here in the left toolbar, and then I added this template here to our design. Now, as a regular Canva project only lets you add one audio track per project and not per slide, what you need to do is the following. On the bottom right corner of the screen, click here on Grid View. Then select all of your pages by left clicking and then dragging all over your pages. And then press Command and C on your Mac or Control and C on your Windows PC to copy all of these contents. Now in a new window, go to Canva's homepage and then click on Create a Design in the upper right corner of the screen and choose Video here to open up a blank video project. Now, as we have already copied our contents from our old project, to paste these contents into the new project, all you need to do is to press Command and V on your Mac or Control and V on your Windows PC to paste these contents over. And just like that, you have copied over your presentation or whatever it is into our new Canva video project. Now, for some reason, when you do that, Canva seems to add a blank page here for the first 5 seconds, which is something that we don't need. So we would simply click on that page and then click on those 3 dots there and click on Delete Page, because we don't need that. We want to have this first slide here at the very beginning of our video project, of course. So now that this is solved, we can actually start to add audio tracks to our video project. And yes, like this, we will be able to add audio per slide in Canva. To do so, click on Audio in the left toolbar and then simply choose one of the audio tracks from there. Now, most of these audio tracks need a Canva Pro license, so in case you're a Canva free user, you would either have to find audio tracks here that don't have this crown symbol, or you could check out Canva Pro for free for 30 days by clicking on the link in the description of this video, which will enable you to use Canva Pro for free for 30 days. Which is an awesome deal. I personally use Canva Pro every single day. Another thing that you could do is, if you have your own audio ready that you would like to use for these slides, then you can definitely also do that. To do so, simply click on Uploads here in the left toolbar and then click on Upload Files and then simply upload your own audio to Canva. And you will then be able to use this audio for your slides. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. So I'm switching over to audio here so that I can access my own uploaded audio files. But remember, if you don't have your own audio, simply go to Audio here in the left toolbar and then just click on an audio file to add it to your timeline, just like that. And you can also do that multiple times. You will then see that both of these tracks here have been added, and you will later on be able to adjust the length of each music clip here, of course. No matter whether you added twice the same song here or different songs. So I'm just going back here once again and I will go to Uploads, and under Audio I will now choose my own audio tracks, which are these 2 audio tracks here. So I will click on the first one and it's immediately added here to our timeline. And now, to make sure that just one audio track is playing per slide, I'm actually going to decrease the zoom a little bit here for our timeline. You can do so by pressing here on Zoom page first, decrease the zoom fader here. And now to change the length of our audio track, you can simply hover over the end of the audio track here until you see this left arrow. Then you left click and drag it to the left. And I will make sure that this audio track only spans over our first slide here. Now I'm simply going to drag and drop my second audio track onto the timeline. Now before I change the length of this audio track, you will see that adjust here is still highlighted. I don't want this to be highlighted so that I can actually change the length of my track, so I will simply left click here on adjust to make sure that this is not in gray anymore. Then I will hover over the end of the audio track here in the timeline, left click on it and then drag it to the left to make sure it only spans over our second slide here. Now this is a little bit tricky here and it's hard to see if this is exactly what we want. So again here on the zoom fader I would make this bigger. And once you made this bigger you can see that it's not perfect, so I will have to readjust this a little bit. I have to change the starting point by hovering over the beginning of the audio track and dragging it to the right. That actually looks fine now. So let us have a listen now to how this sounds. To do so, I will make sure that the cursor here is set to the very beginning of the track and then I click here on the play button. Well, this actually seems to work. It's not perfect. First of all, one problem that we have is that our first audio track takes too long time to start. You can actually adjust things like this very easily. Simply click on your audio track, then click on adjust in the top toolbar, and I can now move my audio track around here. Like this you can easily define like which portion of the audio track should be played and where you would like the audio track to start. So at the beginning I don't want this long of a pause, so I'm simply going to drag this to the left to make sure that our beat will start pretty much immediately, just like that. Now I move the cursor back to the very beginning of the track and I'll play it again. Oh, and that definitely sounds much better. Now, of course, this is all depending on your audio. In my case here, the transition from the first slide to the second slide doesn't sound well because we are dealing with two like pretty different audio tracks. To somehow make this sound a little bit better, there's one thing you can do in Canva, and that is to select your audio track and then go to audio effects here on top. And then we would simply use the fade in and the fade out option here to make this sound better. I'm pretty happy how it sounds here at the beginning, so we don't need to use a fade in here. However, I would like to fade this out a bit before our second track starts. So to do that here, I will simply move the fade out fader to the right until it says maybe 1 second. And this will apply here a nice little fade out here at the end of our first audio track. I'm also gonna click here on my second audio track. I would like to have a little fade in here at the very beginning of the track to make this transition sound much better. So now here for the second track I will choose a fade in of 1 second. And I'm really curious how this is gonna sound now. So once again I will take the cursor here, put it to the very beginning of the project, and now let us listen again. That's definitely so much better. And that's how you add audio per slide in Canva. Now in our project we only did this for 2 slides, but I'm sure you get the idea. You could just simply repeat that very process and do this for as many slides as you want. The easiest way to add audio per slide is to make sure that you start off with a Canva video project. To do so, click on Create a Design in the upper right corner of the screen and then choose Video. Now, no matter what content you have here, to add audio per slide or let's say page here in this Canva video project, all you need to do is to click on Audio here in the left toolbar, then add the audio tracks of your choice. Simply left click on a track to add it, and you can do that with multiple audio tracks. And you will see that we now have both of these here on our timeline. You can then simply reposition these tracks on the timeline. To reposition them, just make sure that Adjust here in the top toolbar is not selected. And once that is the case, I can simply left click on the audio track and drag it. I will drag this one to the very beginning. Then I hover over the end of the track until I see this left arrow, and then I left click and drag again to make the track shorter and make it fit just our first slide here. I might need to repeat this process a little bit. I can now do the same with our second one. You maybe need to increase the zoom here a little bit. To do that, click here on zoom page and then you can increase the zoom. Now I'm dragging this second track to the left here as well. Something like that. I will decrease the zoom so that I can grab the end here. Make it bigger, like make it a little bit bigger again. And now this perfectly fits our second slide or page here. And just like that, you can add audio per slide or page here in a Canva video project. Now, while Canva continuously adds audio and video features to their software, sometimes it's not that easy to really understand all of these features. And this is why I highly suggest you to watch the next video on my channel, where I will tell you everything you need to know about video editing in Canva.